The celebration is well underway here at Oracle Arena as the Cavaliers return the favor done to them by the Warriors last year by celebrating on their home floor.
But he is still crying tears of joy.
Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James.
I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and against all odds, I don't know why we want to take the hardest road.
I think me and him were kind of just waiting for it to calm down a little bit so we could congratulate the individual guys. The competition was amazing in this series, and it's what basketball is all about. So,
obviously, you hate to lose. We had a 3-1 lead.
Woo.
That's all you got, Jerry? There's no excitement?
Of course there's excitement. You shit me? I've been jacking it. I was going to just actually come in here and just jerk off on this mic for the next 30 minutes, and that's it. Just jerk
That's
off.
all. That's all we get out of you.
That's all you get out of me.
Can we watch?
Yeah, absolutely. You can watch. You got to at least you got to sing that song, We Are the Champions, as I'm doing it.
All right. I felt like I had a good intro going, and then I threw in that Drew Carey thing at the end. And it kind of ruined it.
No, it was great.
It was good?
No, it was great. Yeah, Drew Carey's all Cleveland, so it was great. I mean, damn, what a phenomenal way to end the season. I love that we got to kind of like start our podcast 2 years ago as LeBron came back and then get to ride the roller coaster for 2 years and then end it. You know, we're not obviously ending our podcast, but we're ending this season with a championship from one of, our teams, one of the three teams that we truly root for. And that's the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, and as usual, we're one man down. So I'm Britt, that's Jerry, and we have joining us for the finals wrap-up show is my man Ryan.
A man from Hudson, also from Cleveland.
Another northeastern Ohio refugee. I think we're sellouts, Jerry.
No, we're not sellouts. Cleveland is a great place to leave, all right?
Jerry, everyone leaves Cleveland.
Do you know how many people were at the parade today? 1.3 million. Do you know what the population of Cleveland is?
I don't know.
Less than
400,000.
It has.
So there was 3 times the amount of people that went down to celebrate in Cleveland. So it's not like, God. Here's the thing. Whenever you meet somebody from Cleveland, which I do daily at the gym, I saw somebody daily. I saw a guy wearing an Ivory jersey.
This is Florida. There's only one place to go.
I know.
From here.
Well, I met this guy at the gym, and he was wearing a Kyrie jersey, and I said, "Nice jersey, man. You from Cleveland?" He's like, "Yeah, I am. I just moved here actually 2 weeks ago." And I was like, "Nice, dude. I'm from Solon." And he's like, "Cool, man. That's awesome." And I said, "Yeah, like what made you move?" And he's like,
all pale
I love
and shit.
Yeah, and he said, "I love Cleveland." He's like, "Don't get me wrong, I love Cleveland, but it's no Florida." And I was like, dude, it's like that's what
he can see the beach from his bench press.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
this
Cleveland
is not Ohio.
We're born and raised in Cleveland, but it is we all have our opinions of it, but it's like Noah said, it's no.
I would have taken him. I would have taken that guy over by the window, and I would have pointed at that bright thing in the sky. I'm like, you see that? That's what they call the sun.
But you know what? I'm damn proud of being from Cleveland.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I love, just like every person, we love Cleveland.
If you grew up in Cleveland, you can handle anything in life.
Yeah.
Breakups, getting fired from your job, like nothing.
Living in Cleveland, obviously.
Like herpes, everything you can get over because you're like, I'm from Cleveland. I made it through the winter.
Yeah.
I
shoveled snow for 6 months.
I can do anything. And why I say that we're sellouts is, like you said, 1.3 million people downtown. Like there hasn't been that many people downtown since the river caught on fire in the dead winter. You know what I mean? They were just trying to get warm and survive. But honestly, I stick up for Cleveland to this day. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of hip hop or rap, as you would say those kids are saying these days.
I'm shocked.
But Bone Thugs and Harmony, being from Cleveland, that's soul music to people.
Anybody from Cleveland,
Yeah,
dude, anybody. Truly, Bone Thugs is what everybody I feel like from Cleveland was born and raised on Bone Thugs, and it was because like when you were young, it was like these guys are from Cleveland.
Yeah, you ate your cereal in the
you watch
morning
this-
and
yeah.
you're just
and you listen to Crossroads, and then actually, I mean, Crossroads was like my song. Yeah, exactly. Wake
First
up,
of the
wake
month.
up, wake
Oh,
up.
yeah.
But
That's an
Crossroads
alarm
was
clock
like
right
my theme to my life for like probably 10 years because it was like a great breakup song. It was a great pump up song. It was a great like it was a great song for every occasion. So it was like, oh man, dude, I had a badass day. I'm gonna listen to Crossroads. Let's see you at the Crossroads. It's like I had a breakup. I gotta listen to Crossroads.
What kind of got me in the post-game press conference with LeBron is when he was talking about the fans. Because even though I've been in Jacksonville for the last 20 years, going literally 20 years,
I've been for 12.
I've always told people that I'm from Cleveland, you know, even though I've been here a majority of my life, because that's where I grew up. That's where I kind of like learned the blue collar. Like, I'm not from Florida. I'm not a redneck. I didn't grow up with those values. Like, I grew up in a blue collar area in Northeast Ohio, where you didn't see the sun for 6 months. You shoveled your way out of your own home every single day to go to work and make money and survive. I mean, walking home at school at 3:30 and the sun's gone. You know what I mean? Like, that type of shit takes a toll on a young fellow at that age. It leaves marks. It gives you character.
It makes it worse when you wrestle because you just have to go home and then you run in the snow. And then we have a fellow wrestler going to be coming here momentarily, also from Cleveland, but he wrestled in college actually up there at Notre Dame. And he could tell you, like, I mean, it's the most depressing thing is like when you leave school and it's dark already, then you go run for wrestling, and then you go to wrestling practice, then you go home, and it's like,
and it's still dark.
Still dark.
It's always
still
dark.
It's
It
always
never
dark.
comes. And I say this because when LeBron was talking about the fans, those fans never leave. There's a reason why the Cleveland Indians have stayed during their horrible, horrible years. There's a reason why the Cavs have maintained and got through the years without LeBron while he was having his affair in Miami. And there's a reason why they're still going and filling Cleveland Stadium
For the Browns, it's crazy.
who are cursed and the worst goddamn franchise in all of sports. So it's one thing to say you're from Cleveland and you're a sports fan, like, and to experience this in our lifetime. I mean, it's great. That's where I think this really has kind of really it's significant because the loyalty is paid off, and unlike other cities who have like WNBA championships like LA every so often where they have a championship, a taste of it, Cleveland never ever has that ever.
Well, walking in the studio is Mark. Ryan's from Cleveland. Jerry's from Cleveland. Mark is from Cleveland.
We're all refugees.
all big Cleveland fans. So like this whole show is going to be about Cleveland.
Well, it's gotta be.
We have a
really wanna-
game-worn we have a game-worn LeBron jersey
Wrapped
covering our
around
cooler.
a cooler.
Yeah.
Yes, a game-worn LeBron jersey that was given away by a Cavs fan because
During
they
the
just-
affair.
'cause
During the
Game
affair.
worn of 2003. It has the date on it.
Yes.
Or 2004. So.
That's insane. That
Well,
thing's
let me
worth
go-
so much money. We just like shit on that thing over there.
Well, let me take you back to the moment. I'll start with you, Jerry.
Yes.
Game ends. What are you doing?
It was kind of like how the players are saying it. It's surreal. And just like talking from all my friends, talking from my cousin, I actually FaceTimed him. Well, he was there that night in Cleveland downtown. FaceTimed me from the rooftop of whatever building he was at. And FaceTime me, and he was like, "This is insane." Shows me the pit, like turns it around. There was 300,000 people at that time surrounding the stadium and in the stadium. I mean, it just insane. And then my friend Ezra, I talked to him, FaceTime him, and he just rode his bike from Lakeland to get to Cleveland. And he said the whole way there, he was so pumped. Once he got there, though, he just he's like, "I probably have high-fived 500 people today." And he said he stayed out until 5 a.m. and it was like nobody ever left. And he said the electric energy just in the city was just insane. And then again today, my cousin FaceTimes me, and I mean, just insane. It was 1.3 million people downtown. He said you couldn't walk, but he just said it was just so electric, and everybody.
People were like dying in the hospitals, like Cleveland Clinic, like just turn off their lights. It's like,
Jerry, you've been there recently. Paint the picture of what downtown Cleveland looks like. Like how big of an area are we talking about?
It's big. I mean, it's definitely bigger than Jacksonville's downtown area. It looks kind of like
people actually walk downtown.
So you can
It's big,
it can
yeah,
handle
it's
1.3 million.
Yes, absolutely.
It can.
Absolutely.
The pictures, the photos today, the videos were incredible.
But those 1.3 million, they were packed into like 6 blocks. Like it was like, I mean, people.
It's like
jammed
zombie
up there.
apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what I saw a Snapchat that said zombie apocalypse, and it was from a rooftop, and it was just like, I mean, they have just not enough for the cars. It was like the cars had to inch people in front of them, and they moved around the cars. Like if I was a player, I'd be like, we're gonna run over somebody
because they tend to draw parade routes around the white neighborhood, so it's not. It's kind of confined space in Cleveland.
Well, let me jump to you, Ryan. What are you feeling 2 seconds after the game ends?
I started flashing back to Cleveland 1994 when I was
the Indians.
No, I was Cavs fan. I was going to Cavs games back in the old days when the stadium wasn't, or the Coliseum wasn't even in Cleveland. It was like in a fucking cow pasture somewhere,
Richfield.
somewhere. And Brad Doherty, Mark Price, just the guys that you went white collar guys.
Yeah.
And they made you proud. You went to the Pizza Huts around town, and they were always giving you like cool action figures and posters and stuff of the team. I started just kind of reminiscing about the times that I was actually a huge Cleveland, just being in Cleveland and experiencing the heartbreak that city pretty much
has experienced many times.
Crowns you for the rest of your life.
Not this year, my friend.
Not this year at all. Well, welcome, Mark.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, Mark. Mark, you're from Cleveland. Where in Cleveland are we from?
I lived in Cleveland. I went to college in Cleveland.
All right. So because I know Jerry went to a little suburb outside.
He went to Massillon, is where he's from.
So you're from the actual city of Cleveland.
I'm actually from Akron, Ohio.
All right.
South of.
What is Akron known for?
LeBron.
I mean, obviously LeBron. But like, how big is that city?
They're known for the zip.
They're known for their tires. They make great.
I have no
tires.
Bridgestone.
It's the Rubber City is what it's called.
I got you. So not much is going on.
Not much besides LeBron
and passion for the teams and stuff like that.
And heroin addiction.
but the funny thing is
somebody got shot and killed today at the parade.
Oh, hey.
But most people from Akron basically say they're from Cleveland. It's just how it is.
I got
Yeah.
you. So give me your thoughts going into those last few, closing seconds of the game and what you're feeling.
I am still in shock. I am on cloud 9 right now.
It's surreal. It's surreal that you could like to say we're 2016 NBA champions is incredible. It truly is. Because, I mean, just so much has come into this from LeBron first being here, the expectations of winning one then him leaving, then him coming back, and the expectations of like, shit, we really don't have much time. And then actually being down 3-1, we're thinking like everybody's thinking this, like we don't have much time. Like LeBron is not getting any younger. And and now the trade talks of Kevin Durant going to the Warriors and all this bullshit, you're like, this is gonna be tough. Like it's gonna only get tougher. So that, I mean, it's just unbelievable the road that they took to get there. I mean, unreal. And then, I mean, people don't put as much emphasis on this, but before this series, if this series would have ended with Golden State winning, they would have said this is the best team of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All time. 73-9, best team of all time. MVP, 2-time MVP. But Cleveland beat, that means the best team of all time.
Oh,
so I mean,
in an epic
form, coming back from a historical three down 3-1
from the grave.
Yeah, you're down 3-1. You know how many teams have done that out of 32 that have tried? Zero. Now it's 32-1.
I would have liked to go back 3-0, but 3-1. I'll take 3-1. I'll take 3-1.
3-0 would have been too much like the Red Sox. Back in the day when they came back from 3-0. Now, and that's what I was going to go to. What if they come back and win next year and the year after? Or because the Red Sox went back to back, right?
Yeah.
In 04 and 05.
Well, now I feel like now the weight has been lifted, so I could see them absolutely coming back and doing it again. And then also picking up some pieces where they see, all right, this was weak on our team. This would add to the team, because now you're also going to get a lot of those old veterans that are going to want to end their career somewhere, and now they're looking like, where do I want to end my career? Cleveland's right now a good place to go because salary cap's going up. They can afford it. And if Golden State's truly going after Durant, they're going to have zero money. They've showed how they're going to do it, but they're going to have zero money. So they're actually going to be only going after one player and dropping Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala, and Andrew Bogut is what their plan is if they, can succeed in this. So, I mean, it's going to be a place where veterans are going to go to retire and just make the team better. So it's very possible that they could, I mean, obviously win the East again and then, do another back-to-back, and then it'll be no big deal. It'll be like, all right, well, we're good to go now.
Yeah, and I hate to be the voice. I'm going to start being the voice of, obviously, you guys are full of optimism, stuff like this. I'm going to kind of be pessimistic with where I'm going. Cleveland, I found out, even as the salary cap explodes, they are going to be over the luxury tax.
That's fine.
Even upcoming.
Dan Gilbert don't give a shit.
I hope not.
He
I
does
hope
not care.
I mean, there's no. He would get crucified if he stayed cheap in Cleveland after this, I'd imagine.
No, he could care less. Kidding me?
Who? I mean, obviously LeBron's legacy was sealed. Who besides the big three, Kyrie and Love, benefited the most from this?
Love did not benefit. I'll say Love did not benefit even a little bit. I feel like his stock has gone down an extreme amount. I think they will trade him. I think they will trade him in the offseason. And, I mean, a team will be – here's what is going to happen. He's going to go to a small market where they need some kind of player on there, where they can actually fill out their – because, you know, every team now, the luxury taxes – I mean, not the luxury tax. Since the cap is going up, you have to spend a minimum amount. So there's a bunch of teams that are going to have to pay a lot of people big money. So why not say, all right, well, Kevin Love's got this big contract. We can take that big contract as well as get a big name in our market, and it kind of relieves pressure of us having to try to pay some shitty player an obscene amount of money. When we know Love by himself, you know, when he's got nothing to lose and doesn't mind having a losing season, not making it to the playoffs, he's a double-double machine.
If you had Marcus Smart instead of Kevin Love,
I would like that.
I think it's a great fit. I think LeBron needs a wing defender who doesn't need the ball.
Sure.
And that guy Crawford or Avery Bradley, a guy like that could really fit into that role a lot easier than Kevin Love. Just struggles with the fact that there's two ball handlers and he's the third wheel, and he doesn't rebound.
To answer your question, though, I think J.R. Smith is the one that benefited.
Oh God, yes he did.
Oh my gosh.
Kidding me? His stock went through the roof. Did you hear LeBron's speech today? LeBron's speech, he said he explained how they got the the J.R. Smith trade and how they said, oh, and by the way, they're throwing in J.R. Smith. Like they're just on a side, and then he was like told, like, you know, as they're saying that he's the cancer, you can't win with J.R. Smith. He's a ball hog. Most likely they'll drop him shortly, and like throw him in. And now J.R. Smith has absolutely changed his look in the NBA. He
plays defense.
Plays amazing defense, and nobody realizes that he almost had the same amount of threes in the second half of the season as Steph Curry. Like he was only like 8 threes away from the same amount. Steph Curry had 406 threes. J.R. Smith coming in from the second half almost had the same amount. Like, so, I mean, unreal. And then in the playoffs had other than Klay Thompson, had more threes than anybody. So, like, I mean, he's a legit ass shooter.
And he's a pull your dick out and make a shot kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he took some big, I've got the biggest dick on the court shots. Right?
He does.
I mean, I was amazed.
He might have the biggest dick.
Maybe. You never know.
You never know.
Let's not pull out the yardsticks quite yet. Where do we go from here, guys? Like, let's.
I like the talk of who else's stock went up in this because who else went down is you know, I would say another person that kind of went down is Mozgov's went down. He didn't play at all. He didn't put in any minutes. Tristan Thompson's went way up, but he's already getting paid an obscene amount. But he proved his worth. Kyrie's obviously went up, but he's already signed his huge contract.
Delhi, I think, is going to be a beneficial of an overplayed role player.
Absolutely.
So he's going to get paid this year.
He is. He's going to get paid. He's going to go somewhere, and that's a man that would have, if he wouldn't have been on this team, he would have probably not even been in the NBA after this season, or maybe even this season.
Yeah, I mean, financially, like you said, Dan Gilbert doesn't care about the money, but he gave J.R. Smith and Dellavedova 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
With the thinking of, is if this doesn't work, I can move these guys.
Correct.
Now, how does he keep these guys? You got to pay JR.
Got to pay JR.
Do you think JR is still there?
I could see Delhi leaving. I don't know if JR is still there either.
I think he does.
I could see JR staying more than
LeBron's
Delhi.
in the control of all this.
Yeah.
By the way. You know what I mean?
And
JR is staying.
He could easily say, JR, you've made your money.
Yeah, that's
like,
his project.
I don't see JR going.
I don't see him either. I could see Delhi leaving though, because Delhi's a huge star already internationally.
Delhi's going.
So why not say, all right, I can actually sign like an 8-year contract with the team and make, you know, $80 million off that 8-year.
I think Kevin Love's
okay
gone.
with that. I think Kevin's gone. Delhi's
I think LeBron
gone.
doesn't like Kevin Love.
I don't think he likes anybody that's white.
Yeah, that might be true too. Who knows?
I don't know. I think he likes Delhi. I just don't think that he's gonna sacrifice a lot for Delhi.
Yeah.
He gave. We were listening to his speech.
All the white guys have.
He gave daps to
Unfortunately, he gave daps to everybody, but it felt like it was a comedy hour.
Yeah, he kind of bashed him a little bit.
Yeah, he bashed everybody. Like it's always an underhanded comment with LeBron. right?
Yeah, well.
I mean, he can never just say like, "Hey, you're great at being a bench player."
Like,
he just always kind of
said like Shumpert could run through a brick wall, but he won't want to mat his hair first. Like, I get he's a comedian, dude. He's a Hollywood star.
He doesn't give a shit.
All right, so I got 3 Cleveland guys in the room. If you were if you were in Cleveland right now, what are you doing?
I'd be still partying downtown like
Cocaine.
they are. Good answer.
What about you, Mark?
Everything that was just said. I actually almost went to Cleveland, and if it wasn't for this thing called work, I would be there right now. But with that
Work's
being
the
said,
dick.
I did have the parade on live stream all day and didn't get shit done today.
Put yourself in the parade. Well, how the fuck do you manage like anything?
Dude, I don't know.
Are you? How many people got peed on today?
Oh, thousands probably. But they probably shit and pissed their pants all day.
Yeah.
Have you ever peed in that kind of close confinement?
No, I've never been in an area where I couldn't find somewhere to piss, like a wall or something.
I'm assuming it had to happen today.
Oh, for sure. You shit me? My cousin said it took him 40 minutes to walk to a bar that he could see less than a block away, and it took him 40 minutes because he said like it's literally just stopped. And then people are drinking because I mean he told me everybody's drinking down there, including the players. Like they're all drinking.
Yeah.
Cops.
It was crazy.
Cops.
They started the live coverage at 4 a.m. for this thing.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
That's good.
And there's some people that for sure, one of them being J.R. Smith, that have not slept since the finals.
J.R. Smith has not put a shirt on since the finals have been over.
No, and then it's
And he's
funny.
admitted
'cause
it.
They went to they stopped for 5 hours in Las Vegas right after they won. So you know those boys, like they partied their ass off in Las Vegas. And then
For 5 hours?
For 5 hours, that was it. And then they flew back to
It takes
Cleveland.
2 hours to get off the fucking plane.
Not
Like,
for them.
Yeah, not for them. They pull up and they probably just went straight to wherever the hell they were going.
I'm here for an hour. Give me drunk.
Like we're going straight to
And a
we're going
blowjob.
straight to a club, and then we're going straight to Spearmint Rhino, and then
Yeah. That's probably where they went. They probably just went to the Bunny Ranch.
probably.
Oh, the
So,
Bunny Ranch.
But so
that
then-
would be fucking fire if you just heard the plane landed in the middle of the desert. And they just all jumped out at the Bunny Ranch. Hey, Lamar, what are you doing here? You know?
Lamar, come into my suite.
Yeah. I was
This
waiting
is
for
the
you.
Lamar suite.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about LeBron's attire when he got off the plane? Do you like that?
I didn't even see what he's wearing.
Ultimate Warrior, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
been wearing Ultimate. And did you see that? Actually, Dante Jones was wearing Ultimate Warrior today. So there must be some kind of joke.
Do you
Maybe it's
not
bashing.
get
I mean,
that?
I get it, but like, why?
He didn't get it, Mark.
I get it. It's just it's a weird mix of like, hey, let's all order Ultimate Warrior shirts so we can bash the Warriors. Like,
I would do the same fucking thing.
I just why
Steph
not
Curry
go
is
more
such a
straight?
bitch.
Why not put Steph Curry's
That is a
face on it?
savage move, in my opinion.
I think they should have just put straight up Steph Curry's face on it and say the Ultimate Warrior.
Well,
Yeah.
did you
I would
see?
have put Steph Curry's daughter on the shirt and been like,
Oh,
fuck
God.
yeah.
What? We're a family podcast. For
Oh, I'm
fuck's
sorry.
sake.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
You are sick. Get out of here,
God
daughter.
damn.
What is wrong with
Are you guys sure you're from Cleveland?
you? You're an animal.
All right, I guess.
Where
that
I'm
is
wearing this
something
from.
somebody-
There are no limits.
I like that it's like we can talk about like rape and like masturbating, but you say anything about Steph
I
Curry's
hate
daughter,
Steph Curry's daughter.
you better get
You
out.
want to
of
know how I know you're from Cleveland?
What's that?
I said, you want to know how I know you're from Cleveland?
How's that?
Because you just said the thing about Steph's daughter.
Come on, guys. We keep at least 3 chained up to the radiators now.
Not
I'm
Steph's
sorry.
daughter.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a big win.
Other
for,
daughters.
This is a big win for Cleveland. I'll start with you,
The
Mark.
ugly one.
I'll start with you, Mark. Best title Cleveland could have won was which sport?
This one for me.
Well, that's being in the heat of the moment with the NBA. We have this whole thing going on, but I think a major title for Cleveland would be if the Browns won, because Ohio's always been a football state.
So the Browns, a Browns win would mean more than an NBA win. I mean, obviously you get the wins when you can, but
Here's why I'm going to argue that point.
I don't know. I'm not from Cleveland.
I'm
so,
going to argue that point. No, I think it would be huge, but LeBron is what brings
The
it to be so
storyline
big.
behind
Yeah,
this
the
was
storyline
huge.
behind it is that LeBron, born and raised in Akron, stayed with Cleveland, moved away from Cleveland, broke everyone's
Deemed the
heart, then came
chosen
back.
one out of high school.
Deemed the chosen one. Now deemed the best player of all time,
Prodigal
the best
son.
all-around
Prodigal son.
player
It's literally a
of
fairy
all
tale.
time. Yeah, it's like there's no better than that. So I feel like you're not going to get that with the NFL because you're not going to have like a quarterback born and raised in Cleveland
Could have with Brady Quinn or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah. Brady Quinn sucked though.
The Brady Quinn era.
The Brady Quinn era.
He's
All
one of like the
6 games?
18 names that's on that. There's a mannequin
it's
that
so
sits
garbage.
down.
It's like
So
the Usual
garbage,
Suspects
yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
What's his name? Who played for him? Who was on the Texans last year? What's his name?
Hoyer or
Hoyer, yeah.
Brian Hoyer.
He was from Cleveland. He was from Cuyahoga, right,
Yeah.
or whatever, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either way, I think the Browns is the only step from here. I mean, it's just
Well-
a different game. I think Browns just revitalizes what that city's all about. I remember Cleveland Steeler matchups back in the day in the mid '90s. That's one of the best rivalries of all time. You could revamp that somehow.
Do you remember losing the Browns?
What?
When the Browns left, when they went to Baltimore?
Yeah,
there was people hanging like Art Modell dummies in their yard and like burning.
I
them
moved
and,
away
like,
that
stabbing
summer.
them. Dude, it was
Moved away
brutal.
that summer.
And
One thing I can say about Cleveland fans is a lot of talk, a lot of burning, a lot of voodoo doll type.
Yeah, we're pissy. We're pissy. What do you mean? There's
But you
nothing.
don't leave your front yard. It seems like you do
No.
all the.
We're like the
you do all
Draymond Green
damage
of real life.
You got
Like
a
we
shovel.
talk a lot of
You got a
shit,
shovel to get out of your front yard. Dude.
yeah, you're not leaving.
and then we could talk a lot of noise, but then you're like, "Oh, come out in the street." We're like, "Nah, I'm gonna actually go back inside and watch TV."
It's cold out here. It is cold out here. I'll see you tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, we're the Draymond Green of real life. Like Draymond talks a big noise, he barks a lot, he hits people in the balls, but then he's a pussy and he will never step up to anybody.
All right, Jared. Did the ball punch lead to your title?
No, it didn't. lead to the title, no.
let's.
No, come on. Draymond saying, "Oh, we wouldn't have lost if I would have been in there." Go fuck yourself, Draymond.
I mean,
You're not that good of a player.
sports is sports, and there's always going to be like the what if talk, but clearly that punch changed the series.
Did they blow him out that game though?
No, the next one, yeah, they blew him out.
They
yeah.
blew him out by like 30 points. Like,
So Draymond, do you think? I mean, it's just such hearsay bullshit. Is like, yeah, I would have, and that's what he said right after. I would have won that game. Oh, but you were there game 6 and 7, and
You showed up game 7.
And I
Dude,
didn't
game
see,
7,
I didn't
he
see-
was-
Draymond Green played probably the best game 7 that you will never remember.
never
well,
remember.
That's
You're right.
that's exactly
Unfortunately.
right. So,
What was he from 3-point land? Like,
Yeah, he was like 5,
like 10,
maybe 7
13
for
or what?
8 or
he
something.
made
It was
like 4
ridiculous.
in a row to start off the.
oh, he was
game.
like 6 of 7.
Yeah.
he went 6 for 7.
He didn't want to lose that game. He put the
was
onus
playing.
of the Warriors on his back,
He was playing.
and nobody unfortunately joined
Else
him. Really.
did, yeah. Well, Clay played a little bit.
It reminds me of the dunk that never happened when LeBron went up after he did the block and then he came back and got stuffed on the dunk
Yeah.
and hurt his wrist.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that dunk went down, bro.
Oh my
We're
God.
talking
Highlights forever.
Highlights forever.
Yeah.
Like that. Man, I wish that happened because I can just see in my head, dude, that went down. You know what I'm talking about, right, Britt?
But that's the moment I think Cleveland got scared.
Oh,
we
needed him to make
Because
one of the
and he
two
missed,
free
and he
throws.
missed the
Missed the
and he
first
missed
one.
the first one. So you're thinking, I
Yeah.
feel like all Cleveland's like, oh shit, they're gonna rebound and hit a 3.
what
Yeah.
about his wrist? You think that was actually hurt pretty bad?
No, I don't think it was hurt bad.
He
Not
felt-
obviously
he had,
not
like,
bad.
he
He
broke that
definitely took
thing
his
in
time
3
getting up.
places.
He's like, I need to collect myself.
But-
I got
I was
some
like,
shots
compound
to
fracture.
take.
I know you've done it in wrestling. You act like you get hit in the balls when you're extremely winded or when you need just
I'm not a pussy
second.
like you. I
Like,
never
there
did
was.
that.
I mean, I highly doubt that, but but
Wrestling match after the podcast?
no, he outweighs me by like 100.
Oh, pussy! God, you hear that?
It's a huge part of it. He
It's a
does.
fit.
I wouldn't even be able to lift his leg off
I
the
didn't.
ground.
I never heard Steph Curry bitch about having to play against taller people.
Stick your face up my butt and fight for air.
Joe Dirt. All right. Well, off of that. Off of
You
that.
come up with that yourself.
Like he definitely milked that to like kind of recoup. Be like, all right, I need like this is I got the fouls. All I got to do is make one.
God, I wish
That's
that
it.
dunk went down.
I know.
Amazing.
The hunt down block, is that the play of the finals? You remember? I know
Yes.
I added it to the clip.
I would
the
think
intro
that
clip.
that's the absolutely the play of the finals.
When I heard Reggie Miller talk about it, he said he got nightmares watching that play.
I would get
he
nightmares
He
too.
thought
Iggy.
Tajon was on the couch with him. He's
Fuck
like, oh,
Iggy
shit.
though. I was texting all you guys. Iggy's a punk bitch. I'm so glad that he did it, and it was a clean ass block.
Yep.
So fuck Iggy. Like I hate you, dude. I hate his steroid using ass.
I don't agree. I kind of like the guy.
I
kind of
hate
like
him,
the
dude.
guy.
I hate
He
him.
got an MVP.
He turns every time anybody's near him. He turns and puts his arms out like he got fouled, no matter what. Even if nobody's even playing, like he could go for a fast break by himself and nobody even makes it past the half court, and he turns and looks at the ref like, "What? No foul? No foul?" And you're like, "You motherfucker, shut up! Like quit bitching." I'm surprised he didn't say it on that one. It was so clean. He didn't get
Should've went
touched.
up
He
for
has
the
such
dunk.
a dirty look on his face after
I
every
know.
shot.
Every shot, it's like what, and he has his hands out like this.
He looks like
Little
the Down
stupid
syndrome
wings.
LeBron.
I agree.
Yeah. Now that you say
He's
that,
like the skinnier, smaller Down syndrome version of LeBron.
He was LeBron's dad in the last series, so he's like he can always kind of hold that against LeBron. Let's talk about the Warriors. Obviously everyone's disappointed on that team. What I thought I saw in the end of the game was Steph Curry humbly, as opposed to the way Cam Newton showed his ass. Steph went up there, faced the gunfire. They all faced the gunfire.
Yeah.
Which, like, the Warriors as a whole, I don't know what that says about them, but I said, like, as far as like them staying as America's team, like they did a lot to keep that intact.
They still are America's team.
Yeah, they didn't make any enemies for the way they lost that game. I got to give them that.
No, and the only thing that they were doing, the only person that really made an ass of himself was Clay like
Thompson,
in Game
yep.
4 when he was saying that LeBron was a bitch and saying like, sorry, this is a man's league, and I'm sorry we hurt your feelings. Yeah, your feelings hurt. Like that was the only person that's kind of talked shit and ate his words, obviously. Like, oh, no, LeBron's feelings got hurt. How do you feel now after he just ran you over, Mac 10, fucking destroyed your team in game 5, 6, and 7? Like, absolutely went 41 points, and then a triple-double. Like, the greatest Final 3 performance of all time.
Yeah, bar none. And none of the Warriors, nobody had a good series except for Draymond.
Clay had a decent series, but yeah, you're right. Other than, I mean, Steph was a ghost. You might as well have put me out there and just shot up like a few threes and maybe made some, maybe didn't. Like, he was gone.
Put his daughter out there.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, Jerry. LeBron led in 5 categories. I think everybody knows that who kind of watched it. But Draymond led his team in 3 out of the 5 as well. So I don't know what it says. I heard a thought about it on the radio. It's kind of odd that your third best player is the voice of your team, and like, how's that going to go into year 3 of this?
Well, do you remember that interview we had with the guy that writes for Golden State of Mind?
Yes.
Andy was his name?
Andy Liu, yes.
Andy Liu. He said that
He
Draymond
committed
Green...
suicide this weekend. It's in his culture.
Sunday night, not over the weekend. Do you call that? Is that the start of the work week?
It could be. I mean, it's
Samurai
a good. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do
Liu.
it Sunday because you don't want to go to work Monday. So I get it. Like, you know, go out Sunday.
He
with
fell
a
in the
bang.
pen.
He was writing with the pen up and he fell.
Pen is mightier than
Backwards.
the sword.
But so Andy Liu, he said when we interviewed him, he said that Draymond Green really doesn't get along with everybody. He's kind of the like, hey, do what I say. Like, I'm the ruler of this team. So
He's pod boss.
Yeah,
Like at the jail.
Exactly.
He's
That
the
he
pod
is. He's the
boss.
pod boss. That
He
nobody
comes in
really
and is
likes
like,
him, but
"No,
they're
no,
afraid of him.
You paying me commissary.
That's a good description.
It is, and it makes me feel like, yeah, that's exactly what he is. Like, they walk in the locker room and it's like Draymond sitting there like, who is this bitch? Like, you kidding me? He said that Draymond doesn't really get along with many people. They respect him and they get along to a certain degree, but they don't like how mouthy he is and how he is kind of the voice. But I feel like if you're not winning, that's going to destroy your team. You're going to absolutely destroy them all. And that's what Andy said. He said, if we're not winning 73 games, the team's going to be chanting, get him the hell off of this team. So it'll depend. If they come out, hitting another 65-game winning season.
And they should.
Which they
should.
This
team should win 60-plus
Especially
games.
because they're only going to be amping up. They're only going to be reloading and adding more ammo. Like, they're not going to get any weaker. Then you'll see that it's Draymond might be the voice of the team, and as much as Steph Curry is the baby-faced pretty boy that America
Country club,
loves,
gated community.
he doesn't get down and dirty. He doesn't show up at the right times. Now in finals, he's played so how many did they play last year? 6 games, right? So he's played 13 finals games, and he's had like half of a good game of 13 games. Like, that's not an MVP of the league. And unanimous MVP. Fuck that. Like, that is garbage shit that he got unanimous MVP. And I think, honestly, that's where it's going to hurt his stock a lot in thinking of MVP next year. Even if he has the same type of season that he has at this year, people are going to rethink and be like, yeah, but he hasn't showed up for 2 straight finals. We can't give this guy the MVP. We give it to the man that statistically has a phenomenal season, but not outshining everybody.
He can't do it anymore. He's 31.
Yeah, but
he can't physically
go 81 games and do something like that. But I mean, anybody like Todd always points out, you ask anybody in the entire nation who's an NBA fan, you say, hey, who would you rather have on your team, LeBron or Steph? 95% of them, unless they're from Golden State, are going to say LeBron. So, like, who's your real MVP when you say that? That's the argument, is like MVP. Come on.
All right. The next argument I want to bring up, which I've heard a lot, and you see it all over social media, is the NBA was fixed.
Oh, my God. So fucking dumb.
Can anyone give me a good example of why it's been fixed? Because I got into a huge argument with everyone at work today claiming the NBA is fixed, and yet nobody could tell me how they would fix it.
I mean, I don't know. You let some fouls go. You call some fouls.
But only the refs can really alter it.
They also are in the game. It's momentum.
Yeah.
So they can quit. They can. I mean, they know what's up. It's not. I'm not saying it's. I'm not buying into it. But I'm just saying how people could perceive
but
that.
you've seen a lot of it.
Well,
you've seen a lot of people
the
crying
NBA with
fixed.
like, what's the guy's name? Tim Donahue or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, this shit's happened before, but they're trying to say that, okay, well, the King is down 3-1. We're going to go ahead and at least get it to 3-2 with calling bogus bullshit. Whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, and they got their fucking ass wiped. Like, that game,
that
game 5. So it's like, how do you fix getting run out of the gym?
But that's the thing with basketball. That's the thing with baseball. It's the thing with football. Like, it's such all in the heat of the moment, and things get missed. It just, I don't know. It's so subjective. It's hard to keep track. I was thinking to myself, how do you get rid of that? Do you put like armbands on like these players that like are like shock sensitive? So if they get a certain pressure of shock, that it's a foul. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's all human error.
You got to take human error into account. Like you can't. You're never going to be able to minimize that. I don't know. These guys make enough money, and they don't have to say.
But did you watching it objectively, kind of think objectively, did you see anything funny? I felt like all the games were called clean.
They were called both ways. Like, it was either they were called like they
Let
really
them play.
didn't call a lot of fouls. Yeah,
No,
they let them play.
Game 7, they weren't calling shit.
No,
they let
nothing.
these
It
boys
was a
play.
Let them
free-for-all
play.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let those boys play.
Here, you want to
And-
hear the voice of reason? Meta World Peace, ladies and gentlemen.
Just stop.
The NBA is not rigged, okay? People win and they lose. The NBA is not rigged. The refs made bad calls, and yes, sometimes the refs, they are very, very shitty, okay? But the NBA is not rigged. There's great games. You have a chance to win, you got to win. You don't win, you lose, you go home and you deal with it. Everybody saying the NBA is rigged, need to stop it. It's not rigged.
There's their voice of reason.
I just like how
gentlemen.
Meta is driving. Yeah. He seems a bit slurred, so he's at least on pain pills.
Dude, Meta is absolutely on anti-anxiety pills all the time. Do you remember, like, after they won the NBA Finals in like 2011 or whatever?
The greatest post game ever.
And he actually was it was the greatest. But he was actually the one who won with the game-winning shot with that 3. And then afterward, he said, first thing, I want to thank my psychiatrist. Like, that was the first person he thanked. And it was like, God, this guy's a fucking lunatic. Like, you know that it's true. That's the first person he was thinking of, is like, that person keeps my head on
If I
straight.
wasn't so crazy, I could have done this 4 or 5 more times. No, yeah, I'm with you on that. The game's not rigged, but it's just, you never. These days, people are gonna find something to complain about, and that game.
It's a herd mentality.
Yeah,
It's a herd mentality.
However,
You
we'll
always
say
see
the
it.
NBA made a shit ton of money off of Game 7. Shit ton of money.
Are you guys buying some sleeve jerseys?
No, I probably won't buy a sleeve jersey, but they did win.
You've got one.
They
on.
won
Mark's
twice
got one
in
on.
Golden
It's
State.
not tight enough though, Mark. You gotta have that thing skin tight.
Yeah, but and
I
they
haven't
also got
watched it yet.
theirs are like this material. They're like the stretchy material. But
I
they
got
did
the
win
cheap
back
version.
to back in Golden State with those sleeves on, and they did it for Game 7, which I loved. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's the mojo that I'm talking about," and they won.
Yeah.
So another story comes out that you guys probably know about is they had a puzzle. So each time they won a game, they had the puzzle. What if they didn't win that game? Who gets that puzzle?
You take that puzzle and you burn it.
It's just burnt?
You take a piss on it. Everybody goes and takes a piss on the puzzle, and they beat up Ty Lue. That's what I do, and make him eat the rest of it.
Ty Lue was crying too.
I mean, I don't blame him, dude. Ty Lue had a lot of pressure. People don't think that was pressure, but he came in midway through the season, taking over for David Blatt, who had won it was like 32-8 at that point.
Yeah, they were in first place.
First place, 32-8, and you take over for a coach because the players supposedly like you better. You better win a fucking championship, dude, because then it's like everybody's going to say, we should have kept Blatt. You know if they lose, everybody says we should have kept Blatt. So he had a lot of pressure to do that, and I think he kind of secured himself as now being a legit NBA head coach because he can now, and on the opposite side of the coin, come in and say, I came into a team that was really great talent-wise that was struggling, and I was able to turn them around down 3-1, and they said that he was a very big part of that, as he said, we just keep playing our game, but keep, instead of, we got to kind of think of a last game mentality every game, and you got to go after loose balls. You got to go after every rebound. You got to kind of, step up and play a little harder. So he was a guy that was like kind of the voice of reason, like, we're not out of it, boys. Like, we've won many times, 6, 10 games in a row in the season. Like, 3 games in a row is not an impossible feat. So I think he secured himself as being a legit head coach in the NBA, which is good. He's going to get paid as well. He's another benefactor of the LeBron train.
Oh yeah, everybody gets rich who touches LeBron James.
It's true, everybody.
He is the giving tree.
He is. Like LeBron said, everybody's saying, "Wow, you made 6 straight finals," and you've said it too, as well. Is that nobody points out? But finally, LeBron said it in his speech today. There's another man that has made 6 straight finals on the same fucking team, which is James Jones. James Jones has also made 6 straight finals, and nobody recognizes that. So that was you called that a couple times when we were watching games. It's like, it's funny that people keep saying like 6 straight finals. Only him and that Celtics team have ever done it, and James Jones. Like, why didn't anyone ever mention that? But LeBron mentioned it today, which was nice. He gave him a shout out.
Well, Jerry, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. I'm gonna get everybody's final thought before we go off.
Here's
Todd.
my final thought.
Todd will be back.
If you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again. They just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker face. Then you don't have to worry about them no more. That's when it just clicked in my mind.
Is that's beast mode?
That's beast mode, dude. Isn't that the best speech ever?
Very
best, dude.
Great way to finish the podcast.
When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is one of the best thing. Guys, like, is there a little deeper metaphor than that? Run a motherfucker face over.
Final thoughts, Ryan, on the NBA season.
God bless Cleveland. That's it. I don't even believe in God, but that's what the people say.
In the words of Bone Thugs, Cleveland is the city that we come from.
Mark, final words on this NBA season.
I put on for my city.
Put on.
We are going to have one more final show of the Morning Hardwood podcast season as we break down all the free agent things going on. So look for a show here in mid-July, and then we're done for the year. So season 2, thank you guys for listening. Let you out in the outro because I spent so much.
We didn't even mention real quick for any of those listeners that don't know, but Derrick Rose went to the Knicks today. That was big news. So might as well drop that. So people
don't taint the
dude. You got to.
There's a little
We got to be on top of that. We got to be on top of
Little
things
teaser.
quicker.
It's a teaser.
We got to be on top of things quick so they know. Now they're gonna be like, oh shit, tomorrow morning. Whoa, I didn't know Derrick Rose went there.
Well, July
And
1st
possibly
is
Joe
July
Camillo.
1st is the next big day.
Big one too.
Well, guys, we'll be back in July to cover you with all the free agent moves, break down the draft, kind of set you off, let you know what we're planning for season 3. Until then, guys, thank you for listening. Peace.
It's in the lobby.
The celebration
And I
is
swear.
well underway here at Oracle Arena as the Cavaliers return the favor done to them by the Warriors last year by celebrating with their home.